So this is our last album that we are going to be reviewing for 2022. And we've left the most important album release of this year to last, probably the best album of this year. Um,
Yeah, the greatest band of
um,
all
so,
time.
so for our final album review of the year, we are going to be discussing Nickelback's brand new album, Get Rolling. Get Rolling is the 10th studio album by Canadian rock band Nickelback. It was released on November 18th, 2022. We've had a decent amount of time to dissect this album. Eric, your initial thoughts on this one?
You know what? I This album was very interesting because when you look at the album cover, right, it just screams like surfer rock vibe.
Oh, this album cover is horrible. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
like if somebody who didn't know who Nickelback was or anything and that just picked this album off, like they're gonna be thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be listening to some like Beach Boys esque
Mm,
band," right?
yep,
And when it starts off with San Quentin, it's a very heavy song
yep.
um, for Nickelback, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Um, the album is very interesting because not only is the album terrible, um, I just find that this album is kind of a bit all over the place,
Mm.
like in terms of genres, like, and it's like extremely all over the place, you know. So, so like San Quentin, great song. I love Skinny Little Missy. I think that's one of my favorite songs on this album. But then it gets into some weird, like almost like this ballad love
Ugh, yeah.
rock that's just, but it's kind of hard to listen to.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, you go into a song like San Quentin, which is heavy, and you're like, this is actually a pretty good song. And then all of a sudden, it's like, what the hell is this? Right? Like, it's like, is
Yeah.
this the same like album? And then they have a completely different, like, I think it was High Time that was the country song on the album.
Mm.
And I'm like, what is going on here? But regardless, there were some good songs in the album that I enjoyed, but I felt like it was just too all over the place.
Yeah. Like, so I listened to this, I think on the plane, front to back, one sitting. Nothing else to do, so I just like listened to it. And as soon as it ended, the last song is Just One More, I believe. As soon as it ended, I audibly said out loud, well, that was a thing. And I proceeded to listen to something else. Because, like,
Mhm.
I think listening, like, San Quentin, the opening track is, oh my God. It's such a good opener because it's so heavy and it, like, just attracts your attention. You're like, holy crap, they're playing like on a completely different level now. Like
Mhm.
this is really good. And
Yes.
then and then it at some point it switches to like these ballad songs which like I guess Nickelback is famous for, right? Like those are their big songs like
Mhm.
Photograph, right? Like just ballads. But like just lyrically they're just so cringy. Like they're
Yeah.
I just hate list. I couldn't listen to it. It was just like, what is this? Like, it's basically like John Mayer's sob rock, but without the like ironic part to it.
But the thing with sob rock though is that like it was done intentionally like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
right? So, but like, and you're totally right. You're totally right. Like when I first heard San Quentin, and I was under the same impression. I was like, wow, Nickelback has really learned a lot from years of playing. And then it's like, okay, and then it just goes downhill from there. It was like, well, we gave it our all at the very first song, and that's all we got.
Yeah, like it was such a good opener. It's just a
Mhm.
real big letdown. Cause like I wasn't going into this thinking, oh, this is gonna be shit, you know, like Nickelback gets a lot of bad flack just for being Nickelback,
Mhm.
which is like totally unfair. But you listen to this album and it's just like maybe I do hate Nickelback. Like I, I just I just did not like this album outside of like San Quentin.
I I agree. I did like the others, like the song after San Quentin, um, the Skinny Little Missy. I thought it was kind of a neat song too, and it was heavy too. But here's the description that Apple Music gives the album,
Oh jeez.
which I want to get your and at no way at all is this anything to do, like I say, on their 10th studio album, Canadian rock band Nickelback set their sights on heavy metal. Period. No,
No.
no, you don't. You can say that it's hard rock. San Quentin is hard rock at best. The song.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else is not heavy metal. Like there's nothing heavy metal about this song.
There's nothing heavy metal about
Or
this
sorry,
album.
album. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, there's like love ballads on this. There's country tunes. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I when I heard San Quentin, it kind of gave me hope. I was like, this is actually I think this might you know blow my expectations
mm,
because I really like this song. And it's just like, okay, yeah, next song's not bad. Okay, those days, that's a terrible song. Okay, well maybe that's just okay. And then it goes to high tone like country music. What the hell,
yeah.
you know?
Like Nickelback, like for Nickelback to be good, we're not saying that it needs to be heavy and fast all the time, but like if they're gonna throw in a heavy song like that, you can't have the rest
Mhm.
of the album be like this roller coaster ride of like different genres and like cheesy lyrics. Like there needs to be a little bit more seriousness to it. Um,
Absolutely.
Anyways, final thoughts, ratings. What are you gonna give this one?
I mean, the only final thought that I could give this album is that it was well produced,
Oh
but
yes, no, that's true. It's sonically like you could hear everything. It did sound good. Yeah, I agree with that.
but I did find though that in the production part of it, that the heavier songs where like you can hear them more, like they had more
Mm.
oomph to them, and it was like the ballads just was just missing something. I don't know what it was. I can't
Yeah.
put my my thought on it, but um, the rating I'm gonna give this album is uh, pretty low. Uh, Probably a 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. It like
Mhm.
it wasn't. There's definitely some songs on this album where you're like, okay, this could be background music or something. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10 also. And like,
yeah.
it's unfortunate because I feel bad for them, but at the same time, it's not a good album, so
It's not.
I can't do anything about that. uh, anyways, get rolling, Nickelback. Both of
Get
us
rolling.
giving it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, get rolling out of the way of this album.
Yeah, I'm never coming back to this album. There's nothing.
No,
There's no
neither am I.
reason. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the last album of the year. The most anticipated album. I feel like of this year.
It
Um,
is, that goes down. We ended it with a bang.
yeah,
The best band in the world,
yeah,
Nickelback. Better than Rush.
yeah.
Better than Queen.
I'm not gonna update the controversial statement counter there because I know that's like a complete lie. Um. Anyways, so we're